Welcome. My name is David Cole. Across from me is Christian Cole, and we are Gen X Unhinged. How you doing, Christian?
I'm great. How are you today?
I'm hanging in there. I'm fighting a good fight. So that's all we can do sometimes,
That's a good thing. It's a good
Yeah.
thing.
What's going on in your world right now? That's kind of
Nothing.
making
I'm
you
just
excited.
hanging out. I got a new hat. Got my sweatshirt
Nice
in.
hat.
I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about it. Pretty excited
Blinged
about
out.
it. You're in Vegas, living the dream again. Watching
Yeah, I'm ready to go home.
basketball.
Ready to go home. Yeah, ready to go home.
Hey, the two best days of Vegas are like the two best days of owning a boat. The day you get there and the day you leave. Yeah,
That's right.
What I mean? You just
100%. 100%. So, we're almost to the 2-week mark of Operation Epic Fury. What do you think?
I think that one of two things is going to happen. They are going to unconditionally surrender, or there's not going to be anybody there to surrender. So it's kind of a win-win.
5,000 targets have been hit in Iran. That's crazy.
And we just keep going, and we're going to keep going. It's just, why not? And they keep daring him to do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Japan when we dropped the first bomb. They're like, yeah, you don't have another one. You won't do it again. Oh, okay. Well, we did it again. It just is what it is. These people don't give up because they believe in their heart that their way of life is the right way of life and that Muslim is the best way to go, and they're wanting to die for it.
Yeah.
It's like the old gladiators, if you died of old age, you didn't die a gladiator. You know what I mean? Unless you died at war, you didn't have a good death. That's just how they are, and that's fine. Nothing behind. These people are just retarded, but
Yeah, but at some point, you got to think that the whole structure is so decimated. And Trump said the war's over when I say it's over. And maybe at some point he's like, all right, even though they got some crazy people out there still, we need to stop this and figure it out.
Well,
hope so.
They just need to go code 4 because it's a police action. It's not a war. People keep calling it a world war. The media keeps trying to pull it into World War III. Come on. It's not World War III. All right. It's not, because China and Russia, it's been debunked that Russia gave them any information, which I don't trust Russia either. I never have. But Russia has nothing to gain.
Yeah.
Russia, China.
They got their own war to fight.
Right. They got their own war to fight. And Taiwan, China, they're not going to mess with Iran. They got their heart set on Taiwan and Beijing. That's where they want. They've wanted it for a long time, and that's going to be the next situation. And if you did, you'd be hearing them out here condemning this. Russia and China would be condemning this. They would be threatening war. They would be sending in tanks. They would be sending in stuff, and they're not doing that.
Yeah. So there is still concern about gas and gas prices. And there was a point there where oil jumped up to $120 a barrel. It's down below 90.
That was just the market being scared.
And it was. That's where I agree with you. It's back down to, somewhere below 90, not dramatically below it.
Right.
We're looking at average gas prices probably in the neighborhood of $3.75 a gallon to $4, which means 9 in California and 5 in Oregon.
Exciting. I'm excited about that. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's amazing. And the best part about it is it puts diesel over tin, right? And guess how all our products get around here? By diesel.
Yeah.
So, now the groceries are going to go up. Everything's going to go up. And the Democrats in California are going to blame the Republicans, and they're going to say cost of living and all this bullshit. It's not. Okay? This is direct correlation to the fact that the Democrats continue to tax us, continue to tax it completely.
Yeah, the taxes are just They truly are out of control. I mean,
They're
they're
tax
just
drunk. They're tax drunk.
and you know, we talked a little bit earlier this week about the lottery and how, because we were talking about the school systems and how that was supposed to, the lottery is supposed to fund the school systems, and
Yes.
it's done some of that. It's sent money. I think when the lotteries first came out, they were like, well, 25 to 30% of the money will go to school systems, and it looks like it's more like 7 to 10% now.
Right.
And who plays the lottery?
People who need the
Poor
schools
people.
generally. Yeah,
People.
poor,
What?
I mean, yeah, and it's weird, and it's because they're chasing the middle class dream. They're just trying to get lucky. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, and I'm not one to talk. I'm right here in Las Vegas trying to get lucky and
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
well,
make
me
a ton of
too.
money. So
Honestly, but the odds at rolling craps or playing 21 are better than winning the lottery, right?
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
the odds
Yeah.
overall, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah,
So
but
it's
it's a tax. It's actually become, though, a tax on the working class people because so many people play the lottery and are just donating money. It's just become
right,
another tax.
right,
Um,
right, right. And
and
it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I mean,
yeah,
what did the lottery? You said you looked it up yesterday. We were talking about it. I think the lottery does what, 30 billion a year?
yeah, in California, about 30 billion.
Right. So 30% of 30 billion would be
9 billion.
9 billion. Our
They're
schools
giving
aren't
2
getting
billion.
$9 billion. They're getting
They're
2
getting
billion.
2.
And
Yep.
in that 2 billion, nothing's getting better. We still have the worst scores in the country for our children. The worst scores in our country. You know,
Yeah.
maybe it's because they can't figure out whether they're boys or girls because we don't direct them anywhere. You know, we're not, we are, the Democrats are creating a race of illiterate people who are educated. They have a degree, but they're retarded. They don't know anything. You know, you don't know everything. You know, if you read a book and if you learn something in a book, it's never real world. It's never real world because it can't be, because every situation's different.
Yeah.
And that's what they're not teaching children.
Yeah. And this isn't just a California, Oregon thing. I was reading more on this, and in Rhode Island, a state of what, like 1.1 million people, I don't know, some number like that. The average spent on the lottery in Rhode Island was $900 per individual.
Wow.
Is that nuts?
Per year,
Per
right?
year.
Wow.
That's just crazy numbers that people are just throwing, and they're throwing away. I mean, they're just throwing it away.
They are just throwing it away.
And, you know, so you look at some of
you're
these
betting
things.
on lightning strikes.
I mean, at some point, maybe we should look at things like these lotteries, because they're not helping the intended people to the level that they should. Yeah, there's some extra money going to the schools, but it's sure hurting a lot of people.
Right. It's like cigarettes. You know, I mean,
well, but would people then spend their lottery money on cigarettes? I don't know. Maybe we can't help some people.
I'm a smoker and I play the lottery on occasion. I'm not going to lie. I wait for it to get over $1 billion.
Sure.
Because at that point it makes sense.
And it's fun at that point.
You know,
you spent, so, you know, for the year, maybe you spent $40, or I don't even know.
If that. Yeah.
I mean, that's a drop in the bucket. That's what it's intended to be. That's what the lottery is intended to be. But these families that are spending money every month on it, or every week, or every other day on it, you know, it just seems like maybe we're going backwards in that area. These are some of the things maybe we look at.
You could take that $900 and bet that Gavin Newsom will be a good president. And you went, it'd be like $1 trillion to 1 that's not going to happen. So, you know, I mean,
you bet
that
against
guy's an idiot.
Well, so That's all right. We can either talk about taxes or we can talk about the election. Which one do you want to go to right now?
Well, I kind of think that it's all the same. I mean, with
Uh-huh.
taxes, if we, we were talking the other day, and I kind of came up with this thing, and
So
basically,
stand back, everybody. Stand back.
yeah,
Christian
yeah.
came
I
up with this
actually had a
thing.
thought. I came up with a thing. We have been, we are, we're socialists. I mean,
What?
we're in a hybrid system.
Okay. All right.
You know, I mean,
I'm ready to hear this. Go on. Hybrid system.
it's hard to, um, I lost that word again.
Capitalists? We're a
Yeah, I
capitalist
can't. That
society?
one's, hey, it's like frustration. It doesn't stick in my head.
I know. All
We're a
week you've
capitalist.
forgotten that word.
Yeah, I can't. It's the weirdest thing. It's because they don't want me to talk about it. So we're capitalists, right? Well, in
Yeah.
capitalism, we notice that capitalism is the greatest system in the world, right? It works. It works for everybody. The problem is that the Democrats have taxed us into a socialist society. So we're running a hybrid. The only people that are practicing capitalism are the people who are paying the taxes, right? So
That's
you have the
correct.
capitalists over here, and they're the ones working and paying all the taxes. Then you have the socialists over here, which is the Democrats, and they're using capitalism to fund socialism. I mean, that's basically how it's working. And as we continue, as Democrats, Republicans, whatever, every time you vote a Democrat into office, you're voting for socialism. Should we all have the best healthcare money should buy at the tax rates that we pay? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because this is the thing. We're being taxed at a socialism level. If you look, we are being taxed at a socialism level under the guise that we're a capitalist society. We're not. We're not a capitalist society. We are a socialist society that is fooled into thinking we were a capitalist society so we could feel like we could go out and become a millionaire. And we can. We can.
Yeah.
We can. You can go to business for yourself. You can do that stuff and you can make money, right? The problem is once you start doing it right, as an entrepreneur in the state of California, if you do everything right, you will never be rich. If you pay all the fees, all the licenses, all the taxes, everything, you pay all of that, by the time you're done, you'll never make any money. You will never be rich. And it's sad. Unless you have a breakout like a clothing line or you buy the right stock or you win the lottery. You know what I mean? Those are breakout moments,
Yeah.
It's just,
if you're only a good entrepreneur, it's going to be really tough to ever make any money in California. You have to
Correct.
be a great entrepreneur.
Right.
And
right.
that's hard. That's really hard. So that's why
Now,
there's
when
so many
we say
struggling
make
people.
money, you'll make a living. You can make a living as an entrepreneur, but that's all it is.
Right.
You become a slave to the taxes. So you work for yourself, but you don't really work for yourself. You work for the state of California because every dollar you make, you have to give them some of it.
A lot of it, not just some, a lot.
Most of it, to be honest with you, because you finally make enough money to buy that RV or that fishing boat you want. Here comes the luxury tax. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, if you do it right in the state of California, there is no way you'll make money. I'm sorry. It's an impossibility unless you have a breakout. If you have a breakout where something takes off, and you're selling a lot of products like on Amazon or whatever, and you have a breakout where you're making money, you'll never get retirement rich. I mean, some do. I mean, it happens, but the overall perspective, the business owner, like the restaurant owners and those people, they're making good money. They're making a living. But if they got all the money they made, they'd be you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
actually. It's weird.
Well, I think you can see it when you walk down the city streets and half the places are empty,
Right,
because if you're just a good entrepreneur, you're not going to make a lot of money.
right,
It doesn't, you have to be great at it. And so where in the past you could just be good at it and make a living and maybe make a little bit more, and you kept your store open and you kept your business going and it kept
kept your
industry in
employees
downtown.
paid.
Yeah, kept your employees paid, and so there was a fully functioning. But now, unless you're great at it, you have to close your store down, do it from home, or crazy
Right,
stuff like that, where
right,
it's just, and it crumbles the whole system, and
right.
that's what's
Oh, it
happening.
absolutely does. It absolutely does. And that's why I say, like, whether we like it or not, we're funding socialism. Our taxes fund socialism on its face. If you look at all the things that Democrats have given, and let me tell you, we have a need for this stuff socially. These people need help. I understand
Right,
that, and I agree with that. My problem is that the money is not going there. All right.
right.
If Minnesota spent $18 billion on autism programs, and all $18 billion went to autistic people or autistic children, and they have the greatest life of all time, I would celebrate it. Absolutely celebrate it, because that's who we are as people, as Christians, especially. We don't want people not to get the help. But how
Yeah,
about you give them the help? It's like these nonprofits that take 90% to keep the nonprofit going, where 10% go to the starving Jews in Africa, whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
no, I just made that up,
I
obviously, but
know, I know.
okay.
Obviously,
But I'm just saying that it's bullshit, is what it is. To me, in my opinion, and that's why. And as long as we continuously fund the Democrats, or we continuously vote these Democrats in, you're a socialist, aka a communist, because that's what you are. If you continue to vote in these Democrats with all the writing on the wall, with everything that you see in front of you, that makes you a socialist or a Democrat, which is fine. And if you don't have a problem paying high taxes, if you don't have a problem with states running into hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud, that's on you. If you're okay with it, let it be okay with it. But just think about it this way. Imagine if that money wasn't fraud. Imagine if that money really went. Imagine if $24 billion really went to the homeless in the state of California. They would have the best health care, the best mental health care. They'd have a place to live. They would get help that they deserve. It would all happen, but that's not what happened. So basically,
yeah,
you're voting for fraud. You're giving your money away, because this is the thing, and it's a mental thing. Because, as these people who are educated or whatever, and they have good jobs, and they make 80, 90, 100, $150,000 a year. They vote in a Democrat because they're like, yeah, the Democrats take care of this and take care of that and take care of this. I'm gonna fund that because it makes them feel better. So they don't care about the fraud as much, because it's
right.
not about the money being stolen. It's about how they feel about the money they fund to the Democrats. It's not
Yeah,
about how much money actually gets to the homeless. It's about how much they give. It's like you watch these videos where people go out with, they're talking about the SAVE Act, or they're talking about ICE, or they're talking about any of that stuff. And they're like, well, hey, I got an illegal immigrant right here with 3 of his friends. They need a place to stay. And they all say no, every one of them. But you're out here protesting. Like, come on now. You know,
yeah.
just
So I think it goes back to we talked about this at our last show, that Gen Xers, we got to rise up. It's time. It's time for us to rise up, and I
we
think that
absolutely have to.
that's kind of a theme that we need to keep pushing, because we have to rise up. We have to vote. Uh, I've taken a lot of heat this past week about Trump not fulfilling this promise, saying he was never going to war. I,
He
you
didn't
know,
go to war.
he didn't go to war. Absolutely, I agree with that. But so, but then the next question is, well, how do you continue to like the guy? It's like, well, first of all, I didn't think he did these bad things. But second of all, I think he's making changes, and he's trying to take government so much out of our lives. And that the Democrats keep trying to input government into our lives, and the Republicans try to lessen the impact of government on our lives. And finally, Trump, I think, has started to make headway on that. And I've talked about, maybe we're going to get to a place where there's no income tax. I don't know. We may not do that, but Trump is trying to drive down income taxes. The states aren't following. California, Oregon, these Democratic states, they just keep raising taxes, where the federal government's trying to lower taxes. And so as Republicans, as Gen Xers, we got to rise up and start voting with our heads. And that means we need to get government out of our lives.
No, you're right. And on its face, you would think that the people you're talking to are probably educated people. Look up the word.
Absolutely.
Look up the word conservative and look up the word liberal. Look up the word Democrat. And what do you find? Liberalism. Massive liberal government in your life. Conservatism. Small government out of your life. It's pretty simple. But this is the
Very
thing.
simple.
The Democrats want to tell you how to live. They want to control you. I mean, and what you just said on its face, point blank. How can you continue to like the guy? I don't like Trump. I don't dislike Trump. I like the policies he is instilling that I voted for. That's what I like. Trump has nothing to do with it. Okay? Trump is just the head of the movement. He is not the movement itself. That's just, I get, and that's what they've done. That's what the Democrats have done. They literally turned themselves against each other for the hatred of one man. So they're being duped. Democrats are being duped into this. They're voting against themselves. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
They are. Because they hate this guy. Because they heard some stuff. Okay? Well, in a court of law, hearsay is just that, hearsay.
That's right.
So you guys are a bunch of children. You're like little high school girls running around. You know what I mean? Well, I heard this. Did you verify it? Well, no. Well, then why do you still feel that way? And why are you talking about it?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think we did good on that one. Thanks, Christian. Let's move to the election of governors, because especially in California and Oregon, those are the two states that at least mean the most to us. So right now, when I did a little bit of research on it, it looks like Bianco, Republican, is actually ahead in the primaries with Swallowswell and Porter behind him, and Hilton's kind of dropping off.
Right.
You have any thoughts on that? That seems kind of crazy to me.
Well, what really crazy, see, their truck pulled outside. You see how I disappeared?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because there's a truck outside. But I don't even know what they're running on. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're running on. Are we going to repeal the gas tax? Why are you not talking about it? Are you okay with the gas tax? Is that what this is about? That's why. Okay.
Get yourself situated.
Yeah. So is that why? Are you guys going to keep the gas tax? Is that what you're doing? Or do you not like the SAVE Act? Or do you not like the SAVE Act because you were going to use it to cheat? I mean, these are actual questions. I mean, I'm not trying to be a smart ass, but as a Republican, I want to know.
It makes you wonder. He's like, are you guys in the pocket of somebody? Because this is your chance to pounce. Newsom's leaving. Swallowswell's a fool. Porter, holy smoke, she is dumb as a box of rocks.
Oh, it's unbelievable how stupid she is.
And mean. And just, it's like, how could you ever vote for this person?
She's a spoiled liberal bitch is what it is.
Yeah. She'd be the old lady at the protest with the sign with the little man behind her and driving the Prius.
Right.
I mean, it's just
right.
Actually, that person's probably very sweet, But anyways,
Probably
The
not.
point is, this is the time. This is the time, and they're not doing it. And it just makes you bang your
And
head
why
against
are
the
they
wall.
not doing it?
And that's what makes you,
See,
it
and
brings
this
up
is
those
what's
questions.
scary about it is I know nothing positive about the people running for Republican as governor in the state of California. All I know is that one of the candidates did something that I'm strongly against. But you know what I mean? And if you are a Republican in California, you can research it and you can find it yourself. I'm not going to be the one to tell you because I'm not going to work against the party. But there's information out there that if you follow it, it may change your mind on it. That's all I'm saying. Like, I support any Republican running for office. If they get past the primary, I will vote Republican, even after what I found, because what I found isn't so horrible. It's just that you bowed down to pressure, bro. I mean, you didn't fight the fight. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, in Oregon, and so California is so right now Bianco is in the lead, but it's still early, and you have to come in first or second to actually get onto the November ballot in California. And so right now it looks like Bianco has a chance. After that, who knows? And if the Democrats rise up, because they can in California, because there's so many Democrats, it could just be Swallowswell and Porter on the ballot. That would be really unfortunate. That'd be incredibly unfortunate. So,
so
come
you're
on, guys.
saying that there's a chance that we couldn't even get a Republican to run?
Yes. Yes. There's a chance there couldn't be a Democrat.
That's why we're not hearing anything. Because they're going to cheat, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And that's exactly what we're walking into. I'll call it right now. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. We're not, I guarantee you, November, we will not have anybody on the ballot. It will be all Democrats. And it will be between Swallow's corrupt ass and Porter's bitch ass. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
Well, the writing is on the wall unless these Republicans get off the stick and start making a difference. And they got a month and a half to do it.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
And that's why everyone's dropping off, because they see the writing on the wall. And the SAVE Act will stop that. Just for the record. The SAVE Act will stop that. And whatever we're doing, I mean, Trump said yesterday, he's not signing shit until that SAVE Act is through. Nothing. Nothing at all. And he does, and the Democrats, you guys look horrible right now. You look horrible, Schumer. This isn't about voter IDs at the polls. This is about people showing up to the poll with their ID and their name not being on the voter roll. Well, yeah, because they're here illegally. In the state of California, we give IDs to illegal people. This is why. Okay? Don't try to flip it. It's what it is. They're cheating right in front of us, and they're telling you they're doing it. But
so in Oregon, there's Tina Kotek is running, who is the current governor, the current queen of Oregon. And there's a couple, there's 2 or 3 really good candidates from the Republican camp. When Kotek last ran, Christina Drazen ran against her and lost by like 2%. So it was a close race. Christina is running again, and she's running up against Ed Deal. Is probably her biggest competition right now. He's the man that put together all the voting, getting people signing to move the gas tax to the November ballot. He's got a strong voice or name recognition right now in the state. I think that's who I would probably vote for right now, is Ed Deal. I think he'd be a better choice. So there's a chance still in Oregon, where in California, I tend to agree with you. It's starting to fall apart, but there still is a chance in Oregon. And,
right.
And so, again, we need to rise up. Republicans, Gen Xers, people that just want to do right versus wrong, rise up. It's time. It is our time right now.
Right.
So.
Well, and this is the thing. So I guess I don't understand the system. I don't understand the primary. Like, why are we? I thought the primary was we voted for the guy that we want to go to the general election. I didn't know it was a Republican Democratic thing. In California, it's not.
In California, it's not. It's just the top two. Everybody's thrown into one basket, and it's just the top two.
The top two in the primary.
The top two in the primary get to run for governor.
Oh, yeah, we're sorry. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, you know, and this is the thing. 6.4 million people voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 election. Okay, in California. Okay, there's 6.4 million Republicans in the state of California. Okay, so if at least 4 million people don't vote in the primary Republican, they cheated. Point blank. Because
we need to watch
no
that.
Trump supporter, no Republican that voted for Trump, whether you voted for Trump because you liked him or you voted for Trump because he was the Republican, you're not going to let a Democrat be in control of this state again. Whether you're right. You know, whether you're a card carrying MAGA or you're a Trump supporter or you're just the guy, the conservative, the 82-year-old conservative at church praying every day. You know what I mean? You're not going to do it. Just like the 50 thing. The 50 thing was fraud too. You know, it's all fraud. We're not getting, all I know is that we are not getting the representation that we pay for. We get taxed without representation every day in the state of California. That's against the Constitution, but nobody cares about the Constitution when it comes to taxes. Right? I mean, did you not see it that way?
Chris, I think you're right on. I think, and it blows my mind that Republicans cannot get together. I mean, right now they should be more passionate than the Democratic Party. I mean, I'm passionate about this now. I've never been passionate about it. I am now because I just see our country going down a spiral under Democratic leadership. So that's why I've gotten more involved. So.
And we see that the Republican Party has raised what, $90 billion or 900, some ridiculous amount of fucking money, right? Sorry about the language, but some ridiculous amount. Why is the Republicans not funding every one of these people running for governor and running the ads with them saying that they are part of the SAVE Act? 85% of the country. We need to know. You guys need to tell us this. What the F? Look, like I said, I'm just a guy with a microphone. Okay. I'm not. If I was the campaign manager for any one of these people, that would be front and center. 100%. 100%. Because win or lose, we need to know. I need to know if Sheriff Bianco is for the SAVE Act, for ICE, against ICE. I need to know if Hilton is for or against. I need to know this, whether they make it to governor or not. I still need to know. So that's, that's pretty much where I'm at. Which I guess I was pretty clear on that. If you get a chance, check out the shop. I got new products coming, or we have new products coming. We got some women's hoodies coming. We got polos coming. We got some really cool stuff. Check it out.
And it's genxunhinged.myshopify.com. genxunhinged.myshopify.com.
Yes. So
good stuff there.
Great stuff. CDP Arms LLC.
CDP Firearms LLC.
Yes, check that out. Good guy. Talked last night, and hey, got a surprise coming. But just keep up the good fight. Gen Xers, we gotta rise up. We gotta stand up. We gotta stand up. We're the bike jumping, hose drinking, never got home. We're the ones who got grounded for staying out past the streetlights, right? And then if we were home before, we would get grounded outside. I don't know if I was ever. I remember growing up, I'd be in the house. My mom would ground me outside. She'd be like, "Look, you're grounded. You can't come home. You gotta go outside till the lights come on." Because that's how we were raised. That's why we're so damn tough. Like, for real, we are tough people. We do not care. We really don't. And how many liberal Gen Xers do you really see?
All right, Kisha, we're closing up. Let's close up now.
Oh, no, you're always closing up. Everyone's rushing me all the time. All right, hey, G-Man, thank you for your help. Really appreciate it. Hats are on the way. Thanks you to the admins. You know, hey, Davey doesn't like to talk. He's always trying to cut it down. I don't know why, but evidently we do. So, hey, you guys have a great week. We'll see you Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us here at Gen X Unhinged. And you guys, like I said, God bless you. God bless America. Say a prayer for the troops that aren't on the ground, that the ones that are flying. And, you know, we got you guys. And thank you for doing what you do. God bless America.
God bless America. God bless America.
Looking for quality, performance, and reliability? Look no further than CDP Firearms, LLC. Whether it's customized AR-15 parts, premium optics, or specialized ammunition, we have the gear to upgrade your shooting experience. We pride ourselves on providing top-notch products with expert-friendly service that you can trust. Visit us online at cdpfirearmsllc.com. CDP Firearms. Are you tired of the same old, same old? Ready to show the world you still got it? Then you need to check out Gen X Unhinged online store. We're talking top quality gear for those of us who remember a time before influencers were a thing. Grab our classic embroidered cap or rock the bold men's red logo cap. Want to make a statement? Our We the People patriotic crewneck sweatshirt is calling your name. And that's just the start. We've got more cool, unhinged stuff waiting for you and more on the way. So ditch the avocado toast, embrace the nostalgia, and visit our store at genxunhinged.myshopify.com. That's genxunhinged.myshopify.com.